Welcome. Today, we are covering the bedrock of Python programming, indentation and comments. In many languages, symbols define structure, but in Python, whitespace is actually part of the syntax. We'll also learn how to annotate your code so it remains readable for you and your team. Think of indentation like a bulleted outline in a document. Just as you'd indent items under a main header to show they belong to that category, Python uses indentation to group instructions. When you indent a line, you are telling the computer that this command belongs to the block above it. In languages like C or Java, developers use curly braces to wrap blocks of code. Python takes a different approach. It strictly observes the number of spaces at the start of a line. If lines aren't aligned correctly, the code simply won't run, as Python won't know which instructions belong together. The golden rule here is consistency. While Python technically allows any number of spaces, the official PEP 8 style guide mandates 4 spaces per indentation level. Using 4 spaces is the industry standard. It's clear, readable, and prevents the tab versus space nightmare that can break your script. Here, we have a simple if statement. See how the two print statements are indented 4 spaces under the if line? That indentation tells Python that both these lines are part of the if block. If they weren't indented, the computer wouldn't know they depend on that condition. Sometimes, you'll write a line of code that needs a little extra context for your future self. For this, we use inline comments. By placing the hash symbol at the end of a line, Python ignores everything that follows it. It's perfect for explaining the why behind a specific calculation. For longer explanations, we use multi-line strings, often called Docstrings. By wrapping text in triple quotes, you can write paragraphs of documentation. While Python technically treats these as strings, they are the industry standard for documenting what your functions actually do. Comments aren't just for notes, they're powerful debugging tools. If you suspect a specific line is causing a bug, you can comment it out by adding a hash at the start. This tells Python to skip that code entirely. It's a great way to isolate problems without deleting your work. Here is your golden rule: never mix tabs and spaces. Even if your code looks perfectly aligned, Python will raise an indentation error if the underlying characters don't match. Always set your versus code editor to automatically convert tabs into 4 spaces to keep your environment healthy. Let's put it all together. Here, we see the used for a quick header and an inline note, while the triple quotes document the script's purpose. Notice how everything is neatly aligned? Clean code combined with thoughtful comments makes your programs readable, maintainable, and much easier to debug later. When you have blocks inside blocks, like an if statement inside a loop, each level adds another 4 spaces. It's like a Russian nesting doll. You must ensure that each block aligns perfectly with its parent. If your inner code shifts even slightly left or right, Python won't know which block it belongs to. You will eventually run into the indentation error. This happens when Python sees a line that doesn't clearly belong to a previous block. Usually, it's caused by mixing tabs and spaces in the same file. To fix it, highlight your code and use your editor's Convert to Spaces feature to ensure total uniformity. Time for a quick check. According to PEP 8, which is the official style guide for Python, what is the recommended indentation size? If you chose B, you are correct. 4 spaces is the industry standard for readability and is what almost every professional Python developer uses. To wrap up, remember that in Python, whitespace isn't just for show, it defines your code's structure. Use comments to annotate your logic so others can understand your work, and always keep your indentation consistent to avoid those pesky errors. You've now mastered the visual foundation of Python.